Hope you enjoy, everyone. Thanks for watching this Sunrise Game, my latest review of Dragon Ball Super episode 58. Hey, and this episode definitely answered a lot of questions and answered. It starts off with the episode, we get to see that, had to see that, and that Zamasu went to see Zenos. He asked Zenos the question about the Super Dragon Balls and stuff, and he asked him, Zenos talks, for a long time, then he gets impatient, asking him more stuff, he's actually asking him to rush to the point, about the Super Dragon Balls. Rush to the point, being what he is, Kaioshin, but he's also very strong, and he threatened to kill him if he didn't listen. Even asking him about where they were at, how long it would take, a year, even about Goku, that's up there, in the Kaioshin realm, and in the upper levels of space. Hey, back on Earth, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, they all made it back after all having their ass handed to them, Apparently, one of the reasons why they didn't recover so quickly is that Goku left his senzu beans in the bathroom at Bulma's house. I'm like, yo, that's like one of the dumbest moves you could ever make. I'm like, leaving behind medicine when you need it, that sucks, That just proves that Goku, he's not always, thinking with his head. And how the second he gets up, he wants to go back at the fight, Bulma's not having it, yelling at the top of her lungs, telling him to sit down and don't rush. Everybody's thinking the same thing, Anyway, they talk about Black and Zamasu, about Zamasu being immortal, and also about Black and his Super Saiyan Rose. Now, how the hell are they gonna beat a guy who has power just as strong as Goku, and a man who's an immortal? Which is a big thing. You get the small humor and stuff about Goku saying we should be immortal by taking a whole lot of sense of being. That's the funny part. Ignore that. And you also get Trunks and Mai moments. And he tells her that future Mai is alive, but he had to leave her behind. And Mai basically saved his life twice. That just proves how much they care about each other. How much she really loves him. And but and now that she's still in the future, she's trapped. There. And she's like trapped there, so it's not gonna be easy for her. Which is a big thing. Which is a big deal. She's trapped all alone by herself. And she's trying to comfort the Resistance. In the future, her, Yajirobe, and the Resistance try to make a tactical retreat because after knowing that the Black is still out there, they're gonna have a hard time because they already lost hope of knowing that they were going to be killed by Black anyway. But now that Goku and the others have left, it's going to be even gruffer for them, now. We also get a surprise visit, from Beerus, Whis, and the Supreme Kai, Shin, the Supreme Kai of their universe, they explained to them that Samus has sent over about on the Super Dragon Balls about what's going on. They explain the details. They also explain the details about Zama's immortality, Super Saiyan Rose. They all start to put their heads and their clues together. It makes sense. Like, for example, because of the actions that Goku did when he first fought Zamos, seeing how strong he is, he invertedly made Zamos what he is. Basically, he turned Zamos into an enemy and inadvertently created Black, which is kind of sad, overall. Goku was only trying to do good, but because of his personality and stuff, he ultimately made a mistake, Well, no. Zamasu being a prodigy and all, he always had problems controlling himself, especially when it comes to justice. He's seeing how strong Goku was, he wanted to seek out more power, so he went to the Super Dragon Balls, not only to make himself an immortal, but to create a copy of Goku, using the Super Dragon Balls as his servant. A Goku copy, but overall. And I'll get to a theory about that in a minute. About that in a minute. Okay. And one of the things I gotta know is that Goku was the one who kind of put some of the puzzle pieces together, saying that he wasn't all he uses his head for more than fighting, you know. He can be smart. I mean, he does figure out some plans. I mean, first time he done stuff like this before, thinking about ideas. I mean, how, you know, it was his idea to use his son, Gohan, you know, train him to become stronger than he was to defeat Cell. He ultimately did, but it cost him his life. Then there was, you know, the fusion arc. It was his idea to do fusion, which was a very good thing, and then using the hyperbolic time trigger back during the Cell, an Android saga, you know, to make themselves stronger. Goku, he may not be the genius, but he's not a complete imbecile either. Remember that, you know. However, they started to come up with the idea: how did Zamasu gain so much power? How did he became, especially how they, you know, they get the ring of time, and travel to the future. But how did Black was able to do it? Since he's not a Kaioshin, you know, or a Kaio, so it's definitely difficult. They then come up with the conclusion that even though Zamasu is a Kaio, he's still an apprentice. He's not a full Kaioshin. And he's studying under Goros. That means he has to get an approval. And they come up with this. He must have killed Goros and then stole the time ring and became by becoming the new Kaioshin of Universe 10. That allows him to take the time ring and give him the Black, and then travel to the future to do what he needed to do to wipe out humanity, which explains a lot. Which means they have no choice but to confront Zamasu about it. Otherwise, Goros is in danger. As you know. They started to go a little differently. Hey, they started to do their best, you know, overall. While seeing this, you know, it's definitely very enlightening when you think about it. They overall, it does fill in a lot of puzzle pieces. So Beerus is Whis, Goku, and Supreme Kai. They all go to see Goros, you know. They all go to see. They're gonna confront him, but they can't let him know what was going on. So Goros tells him about how Zamasu has been acting a little strangely, about justice and stuff, and how things have been differently lately ever since what happened. And so now he's he's starting to understand a little bit, but he's saying that his mind has at least he's finally figured out something. He figured out a dark plan to kill everybody and make himself the guy who makes himself the most powerful being in the universe, basically. Not more powerful than Beerus, but overall it's something you got to think about when you think about it likely. I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. Zamasu appearing, just getting that pot of tea. Something tells me it's going to be a very nasty conclusion, and nasty in a big way. As in you're going to see somebody get killed. Overall. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thank you. This is a theory I have. About. Give me. Okay. This is a theory I have. I think Zamasu made Goku black from his own body. That's how he's able to use the Ring of Time. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. I'm out. I got someone waiting for me. Bye.